Hi guys! First of all, outside, hallelujah, it's nice outside today. We're not raining, it's not snowing, it's not freezing cold, so yay! Other than that, I have read quite a few books, but I have two that I really loved that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. They are both by super funny women. They are both kind of autobiographies. They both had me cracking up laughing. Like, if you want to read something, highly recommend reading these if you need a good laugh. The first book that I read this past month was Bossypants by Tina Fey. Okay, I love Tina Fey on SNL. I loved her in whatever, like everything else she's been in, and she's amazing, and she is such a strong female. She's just awesome. So her book details her childhood, her upbringing, her struggles through being a female comedian, as well as having her own daughter, and so it follows her life. The whole book was really good. It was really funny. If you like Tina Fey, you're gonna love the book. And there's two chapters that really stood out in my mind when I think back on the book, because I read it almost a month ago. It was pretty much right at the beginning of the month. So the first chapter that really stood out to me, that I was cracking up laughing and I had to tell everybody about it, was when her mom was talking to her about becoming a woman. Telling her about, I guess telling her isn't really the right word, giving her a pamphlet or a box of, this is how to tell your teenage daughter about her period, and it had everything from the parent's guide to samples, and yeah. So she just was like, here you go. She says that she doesn't really think her mom actually even opened the box to look and see what was in it, because it was just, here's everything. So she also mentions, I don't know if it was in that chapter or later on, but how when she started her period, she had no idea what was going on, even with reading those pamphlets, because they were from so long ago that there wasn't really a ton of information in them. So I guess there were still those commercials that we see now where they test maxi pads and whatnot out with the blue liquid. She was like, how in the world was I supposed to know that your period is not a blue liquid? Nobody said that to her. I was cracking up laughing. It was so funny. Now it's like you tell your children, but when you don't know, when your mom never explained it to you what's going to happen, or if you don't read the right things to figure out what's going to happen, or talk to your friends about what's going to happen, when you start seeing red down there, it's probably scary and you're like, what the hell is going on? So that was super funny. The other chapter that really stood out was more towards the end, which is, it was a prayer for her daughter. Even if you just go in Barnes & Noble and pick up that book and read that chapter, I loved it. I loved it. I was cracking up laughing, and it was perfect. The other book that I read that I absolutely loved this month was Let's Pretend This Never Happened by Lawson. I had never heard of her before, but I heard about it through my book club. They wanted to read something funny, and so we were looking on different websites, and that kept popping up. And holy crap, if you can get past the grossness of her childhood, the F word every other sentence, and just listen to her childhood, oh my god, poor girl. It was so funny. Jenny Lawson is a blogger, and I immediately subscribed to her blog after I finished reading it, because I could not have this woman not be in my life anymore. So funny, and I can totally relate to her. She tells a story about a magic squirrel, which, let me just tell you, the ending grossed me out, and you need to go and read it to figure out what I'm talking about. And if you have read it, leave a comment down below and let me know if it grossed you out too, because I had to stop listening to it because I was listening to it on Audible, but I had to stop listening to it because I was eating at the time, and holy crap, I couldn't do it anymore. It was so gross. Blech. But, so that part sticks out in my mind. I completely related to her when she was talking about not wanting to turn her clocks back. The stinking spring forward, fall back crap, no. I don't change my clock, or I didn't change my clock when it was fall back. At least I didn't change it in my car. So when we sprung forward again, the time on my car was right. Things like my phone and my iPad and my computer, that all changes by itself, so I don't mess with that stuff. But my car, when I got back in it, I was like, thank you, I won. I didn't have to change it. You changed back itself. And she goes through this whole chapter that she talks about stuff like that, and totally relatable. Another thing that I can totally relate to her about is getting lost. She talks in one chapter about her husband calling her after she's been gone way longer than she should have been, and he's like, where are you? And she said, I have no idea. He's like, you just went to the store, which is right down the road, and you've been there 1,000 times before. She's like, yeah, but it was dark out, and you can't see very clearly in the dark. Yup, me. Can't. Okay, except I did have somebody tell me they didn't know their left from their right in the dark, and that's just dumb. But she was saying that she wants to create a GPS that has like landmarks, and instead of turn south onto West Boulevard. What? I don't understand that. If a GPS tells me to turn left by the next Taco Bell, okay, I can do that. And so she was telling her husband all this, and I was like, yes, thank you. I totally agree. And I was cracking up laughing, and I had my headphones in because I was listening to it, and I was cracking up laughing, and people were looking at me like I was an idiot, but so funny, so relatable, and I enjoyed her like none other. I had so many other people listening to the stories that she was telling, and when they got in my car, that's what they had to be listening to because it was so funny. And even though they hadn't read the beginning of the book, they were cracking up laughing too because she's that funny. So you need to go and read it. If you have an Audible account, or if you want to check out Audible, highly recommend it. I love listening to biographies on there because when the authors, especially biographies, because when the authors tell it in their own words, like they know the inflection, they know the way that the punchline's coming, the best thing. And it makes the comedians' books so much better because they're comedians. That's what they do. And it's just fantastic. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. You need to check them out. There are quite a few YouTubers on here who have deals with Audible that will get you a month free or get a book free, and check it out because awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, those are the books that I was loving this past month. What have you been loving? Let me know in a comment down below so I can know what to check out next. Thumbs up this video if you liked either of those books too, because I can't be the only one. So good. But I will see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. It's windy. Yeah. Hello. I'm busy. Hi. Are you getting me all muddy? Thank you.